3 weeks after the U.S. President Donald Trump's controversial decision over Jerusalem al-Quds, the Israeli regime is now talking about a new settlement construction plan to build 300,000 housing units in occupied East Jerusalem al-Quds. The plan is part of the so-called Greater Jerusalem Bill, which aims at annexing illegal settlements in the occupied West Bank to the Israeli-defined boundaries of the city. The Palestinian Foreign Ministry has blamed the plan as a direct result of Trump's move. It said the ministry affirms that this Israeli colonial arrogance would not have happened without U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital.
Something here very important we should mention is that who really gives the US right to recognize the fate of any state? We know, and today it's not an issue of Greater Jerusalem, it's an issue of Greater Israel, from the Nile to the Euphrates. And this is the Israeli dream we should always focus on always. And I also see this as the US announcement is an insult to Muslims and also to Christians. There's more than 1.5 Muslims across the world which feel insulted by this. So it's not only a Palestinian issue, it's a Muslim issue, it's an identity issue. Therefore, I see that whether it is 300,000 or 500,000, it's just a matter of number. There is an expansion state today, which is the Israeli entity, that wants to tighten its grip over this land and really just say that to the Palestinians, you have no land. And we heard the reports coming out that there is no land for them. Just go find somewhere else, and this is our land.
The leader of Palestinian resistance movement Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, said that the U.S. administration has offered Palestinian leaders a state with its capital in Abu Dis, a Palestinian village near East Jerusalem al-Quds. Abu Dis had already been suggested by the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman as the future Palestinian capital.
Today, we can see that what the US is really trying to do, or the Saudis, they're trying to take away Palestinian territory and really just give the crumbs to the Palestinians, trying to give them, small bits and pieces of Palestine. And also, the US proposing Abu Dis as a substitute state for al-Quds will fail severely, in my opinion, because I think Palestinians will remain defiant, and that there is many Arab people which believe that Al-Aqsa is holy to them, and therefore this will severely fail, given that Palestinians and those in the free world don't really let go of Al-Aqsa or Al-Quds.
The suggestion that the Palestinian capital could be Abu Dis contradicts the Oslo Accords that foresaw East Jerusalem al-Quds as the final capital of a future state. Haniyeh labeled Trump's decision part of ongoing efforts to terminate the Palestinian cause within the context of a so-called deal of the century. Today, 86% of East Jerusalem al-Quds is under direct control of the Israeli authorities and Jewish settlers. Haniyeh said the move has implications for the reconfiguration of the entire region and the Arab and Muslim nations that will come at the expense of Jerusalem and Palestinian rights.
Let us see the US actions or projects in the past, let's say for the past decade at least. In Syria, since 2011, it supported, funded the terrorists, and until now it failed severely. We were able to close that page and really turn that page. Let's say in Iraq, they invaded Iraq. They weren't able to really do anything in that part of the world. In Yemen, 33 months so far, the US has lost severely. We know that the US is supporting and financing this war. And also, they had a vision. They said 20 to 30 years that they will continue to, they formed a coalition and said that 20, 30 years they will fight Daesh, and we were able to draw victory so in only a few years. So this US is no longer a peacemaker, and I say, yes, they are trying to compensate, if I can say, for their losses in Syria, for their losses in Iraq, for their losses in Yemen, for their losses in the whole region.
The status of Jerusalem al-Quds is extremely sensitive and is one of the main points in resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. As for a delicate issue as this holy city, Trump has so far behaved like a bull in a china shop.